Hello everyone, this is Running on Empty Food Review. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, good afternoon, good early morning. It's 10:54 a.m. when I'm filming this. It's a morning review, but it's not for a morning product. No, it's not. Or maybe it is. It's an anytime kind of product, right? Or is it not? Well, no matter what it actually is, because you could actually attend full-blown lectures, college-level courses on the subject of what this item actually is considered. You really can. I'm reviewing their new codfish sandwich. Now, I shouldn't really call it a new item because it's not. It's a seasonal release. They usually bring it around once a year, especially in the spring during the Lenten time, or for anyone who wishes to eat a fish sandwich. And I figure, well, I think it's time for a review of it. It's gone long enough without it. So, that I bring you. There it is in all its glory. And let's see what it looks like out of the wrapping here. Lay it down. There you go. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Okay. Look at that. There you go. It comes, of course, with your standard, delicious, I don't know actually how delicious it is, but your patty there, your codfish patty, a glorious slice of lettuce, some tartar sauce, and some dill pickles as well. Pretty standard for a fish sandwich, you know. Let's peel away some of the unneeded lettuce here. That's all that it is, you know. It's a simple sandwich. Hopefully it'll be nice and flaky and flavorful. Hopefully the sauce and pickles will go well with it. Let's find out, shall we? It's the codfish sandwich from Wendy's going in. I know some people wonder where the Thirst Buster went. It's still around. It's taking a break at the moment. You know, I've been going with Starbucks water a lot because it's quite good and it's free too. And one last bite here. Can't see it, but some guy's car broke down over there. Got the hood up. They're taking a look at it. Guess killing time, waiting for someone to show up. Maybe the cops or something. I don't know. Not my business. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So, what exactly does this sandwich taste like? Well, we'll focus first on the fish patty, really. When it comes to the fish patty, they always say that it's supposed to be very flaky. And when they really look at it, and when you really go about tasting it, I can say that flakiness, at least, is there. That tenderness is there. And that's a good thing. The last thing that you want when you're having a fish, sandwich like this is to take a bite and find it, tough and chewy. That's completely off-putting and very, very unappetizing. So they were able to get that flakiness down, that tenderness down. It really is very soft to bite, that's a real positive when it comes to this sandwich, because it's exactly what the intended goal was. So they were able to accomplish that in terms of textural condition of the fish itself. So that's good. Now, one other thing, though, that needs to be mentioned here when it comes down to the fish is oiliness. Now, some people like to think of it as the oiliness of the fish itself, but it could also be how the oiliness of the breading, how it's fried, comes into it as well. When it comes down to oiliness, though, I think it has a little too much. It's a little too oily for my liking. And I specifically say that in regards to my first few bites. I bit into one of the corners. There was a little more breading than there was fish. And I had this little bit of a burst of oil in my mouth from all the breading, perhaps. And that was a bit unappetizing. That wasn't really pleasant at all. And despite the positive texture of the fish, despite how they were able to get it, in such a nice flakiness, that oil, it sometimes can really just do a little bit more negative than the positive cast forth by the flakiness thereof. So that needs to be taken into consideration. Finally, I mention the tartar sauce and pickle combination. How well does that work? How well does that blend with the fish? We all look for a nice tangy accompaniment when it comes to our fish, but how well is that? How well does this actually work? Well, it does okay. When it comes to the tartar sauce and the pickles, especially given the amount of fish that you're presented with here, it's a patty of fish. You get a little bit, but a lot of that patty's also the breading too that you need to remember. So when it comes to it all, I think it's a little bit overkill. Definitely the fish that's there is good. The breading itself can work a bit to its disadvantage, and then the amount of tartar sauce and pickles as well can work to its disadvantage as well. So it started with a good thing, and then there's some things that progressively break it down and lower the quality a bit. Especially some of the tanginess is just too much, and you taste that tang from the tartar sauce and the dill pickles a bit more than you do the fish, more often than not. So that's something that needs to be worked on there. The tartar sauce has a nice creamy consistency at least, and the piece of lettuce is essentially for decorative purposes. It doesn't really do much to help out the sandwich in general. Now, in terms of price, ladies and gentlemen, what does this cost? Well, we got our helpful receipt right here. This was $3.99, standard price, but around $4.30 with tax, so that needs to be taken account for. I don't think it's really a $4 sandwich at all. I think this is more of a $3 sandwich, truth be told, because it's, it needs some work. It needs a little bit of work. They have a good thing, a good base to build it on, but it needs a little bit of improvement when it comes down to the execution of it all. They have that fish, which they did a good job with, but they need to work on it a little bit. And in due time, perhaps, maybe next year, maybe the 2018 cod sandwich, maybe it'll be a good one, who knows. So, therefore, out of 10, ladies and gentlemen, what am I going to be rating this sandwich? Out of 10, well, out of 10, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be rating the codfish sandwich a 7.0 out of 10. It's okay. It's acceptable. You can eat it, and it'll be okay. But it does need a bit of improvement, too. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's all that I have for you. I'm your host, The Report of the Week, and today's review is for the codfish sandwich from Wendy's. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, and we will see you later.